Hello everybody. Several different levels of astrological service can be scheduled through the astrological services page of my website. If you're interested in scheduling, you can do that at the link you'll see above. I also teach Vedic astrology, especially the Nakshatras, and if you're interested in learning Vedic astrology yourself, I also have an online academy that can be found at the link that you'll see here. So, if it comes right down to it, you have the strength to deal with the challenge that you're facing. And at the same time, you're not the type of person to back down from a challenge. You're in a position of having to confront a challenge. But let's face it, wouldn't it be nicer to not have to confront a challenge? Wouldn't it be nicer if everything just flowed smoothly? Wouldn't it be nicer if rather than having to work hard or put forward a lot of struggle to resolve a situation, that you just didn't have to deal with that situation at all? Well, guess what? Things just aren't like that right now, okay? But I don't think that you need for me to tell you that. You've been working on a long-term solution to a long-term problem, and you have trust and faith in what you're developing, and you know that when it's in place, it's really going to make it so that you're not going to have to cope with this problem that you're having to cope with right now. And that can be in any area of your life, and a lot of that depends on where the full moon is activating in your own particular horoscope. So you know that when this solution is in place, you won't have to deal with this problem anymore. But that solution isn't something that you can just manifest immediately out of thin air and make it already work for you. It's going to take time, and let's face it, it really should take time, because if you're going to fix a situation, you really need to fix it. If you're like repairing a house that has, like water damage and shingles falling off of the roof, and there's problems with the foundation of it, you're not just going to go in a day and fix that. You're going to have to spend some time. You're going to have to pay attention to detail. You're going to have to appropriate resources to dealing with it. But right now, you're having to appropriate resources towards dealing with something in the immediate time. And time is becoming a precious resource, and time is running out in terms of how long you can wait to come up with a solution. Right now, you shouldn't expect a grandiose breakthrough. I'm going to tell you that much, right? But at the same time, you need to kind of apply your effort. You need to muster that gumption. You need to not shy away from a challenge, because even though you would like for something to just naturally flow to you, it's not naturally flowing at the present moment. Hasta nakshatra, which is where the moon is full, is a passive nakshatra, and it's a female nakshatra, but it's also tamasic in its nature. So on a certain level, it's at odds with itself. It has this energy of recognizing that there's some resistance, and I'm going to have to deal with that resistance. But I'd like for that solution to just naturally come to me. I'd like for my needs to naturally be met. I'd like for things to just generally manifest out of thin air and fall in my hands. But I recognize I'm going to have to struggle a little bit to make that happen. The problem is the struggle quite often gets made into something bigger than it needs to be. Why does that happen? That happens when we're not cooperating with the forces that are in our life. We're meant to co-create with the universe. We're not meant to manipulate the universe, right? And so right now, you can't necessarily pull some, jackrabbit out of some grandiose hat and have this immediate breakthrough. No, you're going to have probably a solution to the problem that you're dealing with. You will likely find yourself in a position of being able to resolve it. It is going to require you mustering some strength, And yes, you're probably going to feel a little bit of frustration in the process, but you've got this. You can deal with it. Just make sure that the solution that you're bringing into the situation isn't one that sacrifices the long-term integrity of that long-term solution that you're dealing with to deal with that long-term problem. Don't sacrifice the integrity of that solution. Instead, divert a little bit of your resources towards dealing with the problem at hand. That's going to do it for this look at the full moon in Hasta Nakshatra, which takes place on the 28th of March, 2021. Again, if you're interested in scheduling a consultation with me, you can do that through the link above. And in addition, just another second longer so I can wait a moment between those stupid cards that pop up at the top. If you're interested in learning the techniques of Vedic astrology, there is also a link to my online academy right here. Again, thanks a lot for watching. You can look for breakdowns of the monthly horoscopes, if you haven't watched that already, by element, like fire signs, water signs, air signs, and earth signs. Those are going to be republished in the next few days. Until then, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.